ancient builders who played with stone like it was putty and shaped their world into alien landscapes found not only in Peru, but all around the world. Also, what was the reason for such incredible monuments? They were not made as housing, as there were no walls or forms that we would recognize as buildings for shelter. They are open-aired and filled with seats, ledges, canals, and basins, completely exposed to the elements. And for me, what is most intriguing is that there seems to be evidence of fingerprints in the limestone matrix. Although there are still officials that claim that these amazing constructions were made by Bronze Age cultures who used bronze and copper chisels and pounding stones, this narrative falls on its face because there has never been an attempt to replicate these formations using these simple tools. And it is understandable why they wouldn't even try, because this hypothesis would quickly be proven to be impossible. These formations could not be created with these simple tools, as the rock is too hard and the interior shapes too finely formed. Also, these formations are found all over Peru, meaning any workforce would have to be constantly deployed to construct these monuments, which doesn't make sense as the Inca and Killke, which are the cultures that most authorities attribute to having built these constructions, had empires to run, as well as the necessities of survival to attend to. They just didn't have time to create art projects out of stone. Today we are visiting a small outcrop of Hanan Pacha stonework that is located just northwest of another waka called Amara Markawasi, or the House of the Cave Snake, which was the subject of my last video. For those of you who are new to my channel, a waka means any sacred object or monument, whether natural or man-made, that has some unique energy or powers attributed to it. And this particular waka really stands out for the magic of its stonework. As we walk on top of this waka, we will see a stone that seems to give unmistakable proof that these rocks were worked in some fashion when soft. However, the process of how they were created still remains a mystery. Here we see two different surface treatments on the same stone, with one side displaying unusual wavy and pitted formations, while the other side is in an inset rectangular form with a smooth finish to the surface. Both surfaces are on the same angle of inclination, so if this wavy pattern was due to an erosion process, they both should be displaying the same surface wear. This rock seems to me to be irrefutable evidence of a geopolymer. And this is a very typical Hanan Pacha formation too, where they build these ledges here. And often they're like, I don't know if this is a seat or just a particular tier that they found attractive. Another like form here, which could be a seat. But you see this everywhere with Hanan Pacha work. Look at this little bridge of stone. And look at this. It's almost like an ear, shaped like an ear. One thing that seems very apparent about these structures is that they are not designed to be areas to display the powers of empire, whether administrative, military, or religious. These were structures built by beings that had an entirely different mindset than those that came later on in history. These remnants show that the builders had a harmonious relationship with the natural world. Their stone monuments not only blended in with the natural surroundings, but the forms found on them interplayed with elements of sun, wind, and water, and possibly the subtle etheric energies in the universe. It also seems like the basins and knobs were probably constructed to follow patterns in the celestial heavens, as well as significant times in the solar year, as many Andean scholars have suggested. Very near this waka, we find another site known as the Fire Temple. On top, we find more evidence of what looks like fingerprints, pushing up a soft matrix into bizarre formations. Seemingly over millennia, it has hardened into extremely hard limestone known as metamorphosed limestone. I wonder if some other chemical or heat process has been applied to this limestone, as it is extremely hard rock, seemingly harder than a metamorphosed limestone, which is a 4 or 5 on the Mohs scale for stone hardness. For comparison, diamonds are a 10 on the Mohs scale, so limestone should be relatively soft. However, as we walk on this stone and feel the hardness of the edges, nothing breaks below our feet. Even the thin ridges that make up the fingerprint forms seem unusually hard for limestone. So you can see the grooves are about the size of human fingerprints, though I have seen some that are considerably bigger. And over here, we can see how, yeah, that looks like a small one, like a pinky, and some curve off, so they're not straight, forming a ledge. Let's look at some stones that we find around Sacsayhuaman, and you can tell me if these look natural or artificial. Recently, a friend of mine who lives in the Cusco area sent me pictures from an archaeology site that she was visiting in Majorca, Spain. She was astonished to see very similar prints to those found around Cusco. Majorca is a small island off the Spanish peninsula that has many prehistoric sites that look very much like places that I have referred to as mother culture sites, or as they are known here in Peru, Hanan Pacha sites. Could we be seeing some cross-cultural sharing of knowledge or skills? Or perhaps evidence of a lost ancient culture that traversed the globe? If you know of any sites that show similar print features as the ones shown on this video, if you could put where it is located in the comment section below, I would love to hear from you. Maybe by working together, we can see if this indeed is a global phenomenon. And hopefully, if it is, we can get some interest by the archaeology community to look further into this. Hopefully, such evidence won't be stashed away in the vault of forbidden archaeology, to use a phrase from researcher and author Michael Cremo. I would like to thank you for coming on this journey with me to the very bizarre and magical sites around Sacsayhuaman. I hope in the future to be visiting other amazing sites around Peru and hopefully around the world. Please like and subscribe if you would like to see more of this type of content. Wishing you all happy travels and a magical holiday season.